What's up guys, TechGave here, and welcome to the top 5 best graphics cards that you can currently buy under $200. Also, I do want to mention that there is a giveaway going on. If you guys do want to enter, check the description box below. Graphics cards is definitely the most important component when you want to play the games in high or ultra settings. With a powerful CPU, only you cannot expect to play at 60 frames per second maxed out, but if you're willing to pay $100 to $200 for a decent graphics card, like I'm about to list, then you are most likely to end up at least 2 years playing on at least high settings. Some graphics card for under $200 can max out almost any game at 1080p, and this is also the sweet spot for many gamers. These graphics cards are mid-range graphics cards which are meant for 1080p 60 frames per second or at least 40 plus frames per second when you bump up the settings to ultra. Many of these graphics cards are newly released and are fully DirectX 12 compatible, so you won't be regretting your choice if you buy any of the listed. Before we begin, I want to mention all the graphics cards that I mentioned in this video will be linked in the description box in the order that they appear, so that it's easier for you guys to find them. But with that being said, let's jump straight into the Gigabyte Radeon RX 460. This is the WindForce overclocked 4GB GDR5 graphics card. It's going for $114, but there is a $20 mail-in rebate, knocking the price down to $94, which is an amazing deal. RX 460 4GB is an entry-level card from AMD recently released. It comes in two versions, the 4GB and the 2GB. I want the 4GB obviously, as newer games require more than 2GB of VRAM for high or ultra settings at 1080p. But if you can't afford the 4GB, then you can go with the 2GB, but there's no sense. It uses only 75 watts, but it's provided with a 6-pin power port for making a headroom for overclocking. It features 1236 MHz in gaming mode, and in overclock mode it features 1256. This is clocked at 7000 MHz, and the memory interface is 128 bits. It comes with one DVI and one DisplayPort HDMI port. This GPU is good for 1080p high settings gaming. Number 4 on the list is the EVGA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti. And this is the superclocked 4GB version. The GTX 1050 Ti is the successor of GTX 1050, and it is 20% faster. This card is based on the Pascal architecture, but yeah, this is currently going for $148 on Amazon. It has a base clock of 1354 MHz and a boost clock of 1468 MHz. You can expect to play any game at 1080p 60 frames per second or even higher. Next up on the list is the MSI Gaming Radeon RX 470. This is the 4GB Crossfader graphics card. There is a $15 mail-in rebate, taking the price down to $150, which is an amazing deal. This has a 1206 boost clock and 2048 stream processor with 2 DVI ports, 1 DP, and 1 HDMI port. This is a VR ready graphics card with the Polaris architecture. Next up on the list is the Gigabyte Radeon RX 480. This is the G1 4GB graphics card. This is currently going for $190. This graphics card comes clocked at 1290 MHz. It supports up to Ultra HD gaming, and it has the WindForce, which means it has 2 fans that are cooling it. And lastly, we have the Zotac GTX 1060 Mini 3GB GDR5 graphics card. This is the latest 1000 series graphics card from Nvidia. This is the mini edition and has 3GB in GDR5 memory, and it is similar to the 1060 6GB edition. While the 480 matches the performance of the 970, this one is near the 980. But as the CUDA cores and memory are cut out, it will perform slightly better than the GTX 970 and a little slower than the 980. It comes with 1152 CUDA cores. It comes with 1 dual-link DVI and 3 display ports with 1 HDMI port. It has a base clock of 1506 MHz with a boost clock of 1708 MHz. If you guys want me to do a graphics card video under the $100 mark, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter for the latest updates, bookmark my Amazon link and use it when you buy stuff, and I will see you all in the next video.